Okay, the top part is totally flush now. The back, well, it's not all the way seated, but I don't mind. This is going to be the back, so no one's really going to see it anyway. Just got to clean off these pencil lines. What I'll do is I'll put this disc back on my sander, and then I will machine sand the back just to smooth these edges off. That's basically the top sorted. I've just got to clean this off and sand that back so that it matches. But as you can see, my woodworking skills are not as good as they could be. I was much better at this in high school, but that's a long time ago. Now what I did up here, instead of actually putting a screw through into that wood to hold it in place, I decided to actually use a wedge. I had the off piece similar to this, which was, I think it's that side there, and the gap here was only about 3 mil, but that's quite a lot when it comes to the tolerances of a dovetail joint. So because of the size of this dovetail, I put that wedge in here. I cleaned up the wedge, made it nice, unlike this one which is quite rough, and then I just hammered it into place, and that goes in a fair ways, as you can see, at least halfway down into the block, and that has now made this a really snug fit. This will not come off. In the future, if for some reason I wanted to dismantle this, I can just get the small chisel and I can just cut that wedge out, and then the top will come off, and then I can put a new wedge in afterwards. So that's basically seated. Okay, while I'm waiting for my drill battery to charge, I'll be cutting the lengths of timber for the feet. See what I mean by working in the kitchen. The edges of this counter are rounded, so these grips can't get in far enough. Things keep falling off. That's the shape of the foot that I want, that sticks out away from the stand. Let's get the other one. Okay, this is a roughly cut piece. This is the edges of the natural untouched wood. So what I did with the first one is I've been rounding off the edges. Don't want sharp edges like that. I want them tapered like this, because that way there's less chance of them catching on anything, especially if the stand is going to be somewhere, say on carpet. A little tiny splinter could develop and a bit of cup could get in there and it catches. So all the corners are going to be rounded or angled like that, so they're nice and smooth. Okay, there you go. 2 legs. They will sit kind of like that. And then around the back, we'll have this one. That's going to be trimmed down a little bit, but basically that's the base.